let's get back to the topic. Stop energetically chasing men. Men know. Men are very good at reading body language and energy. They're absolutely better at it than women, because women are so disconnected to that part of themselves that they have a harder time of reading body language. They want you to say it. And of course, we need the words too. Nothing wrong with the words, but I want you to be a triple threat. I want you to be able to read that energy, read that body language, and be able to speak up for yourself also. All right, so I won't talk to myself, y'all. I'll get off here. And it's kind of hot in this room. I don't know why. It's kind of hot in here. Let me cut some air on. It got hot. But whatever you're willing to give in a relationship, make sure you're willing to give it. Don't pretend to give it just because you want the man. Because trust me, it'll get old trying to be with someone who wants something you were never going to give in the first place. It will get tiring trying to be something you're not in the first place. Really, truly become that person so you don't have to fight against your own thinking, your own thoughts, and your own urges. That's one of the things I love about marriage. It's the acceptance piece. It's being accepted, knowing that someone loves me on this planet and accepted me who I am. Even if I make a mistake, it's not held against me. I can try again another time, because that person sees me for who I am. And that's a beautiful thing. But you have to make sure that you do the work for you. A lot of this came with inner work. It didn't come overnight. I wasn't born with it. I didn't immediately get the upload, as I've heard people call it. I had to work on getting here to get to this type of thinking, to have an understanding of it. So if I don't see any question, y'all. Y'all don't have any questions, I'm going to get ready to get off here. But don't chase men physically or energetically. And do not waste your daydreams on powering someone else's reality. Don't do it. When you sit around daydreaming about how someone is successful, how someone has everything that you desire, how someone else has achieved the dreams that you want to achieve for yourself, you're powering someone else's reality. Don't do it. When you become a couple or there's commitment, then it makes sense. It makes sense to daydream about you and him, or you and him achieving something, you and him going somewhere, or you and him accomplishing something, or you and your lifestyle with him. But it doesn't make sense if you're just dating. When you're just dating, your daydreams are for you. When you're just dating, your creation energy is just for you. So do not energetically spend your time chasing him. And that's even in your daydreams. I know some of you all came in late, and you're probably like, what was the daydream part? That was the daydream part. How did you speak up for yourself once you noticed you were shape-shifting for men? What I did, I spoke to me first. The first person you have to speak up to is you. A lot of us, now, I'm all for communicating and asking for what you want. But sometimes when you're the problem, you have to speak to yourself. You have to stop yourself and stop the thinking that you have along that line. That is what I did first. First, I realized the actions. I realized that maybe I was energetically chasing, or maybe I was energetically, physically chasing him, and I was pushing him away. I realized my actions, and I realized what happened when I did that particular action. Then I had to work on why I was doing it. Why did I feel the need to do this when I haven't ever done it before? And I realized what it was. This came with me journaling. I realized what I was doing. I was taking advice from a lot of people who were unmarried, for one. For two, I had never seen a marriage way operate in the manner that I want my marriage to operate in. And no matter how much you read in a book, sometimes you like, oh, I haven't seen it. So I had to create it for myself and write down what that looks like. What type of marriage did I want for myself? What did I want to have for me and my husband to experience? And I had to write that down and get myself grounded back and realize, what did my husband fall in love with? He didn't fall in love with the woman I am right now that is checking his phone. He didn't fall in love with the woman I am now who is trying to figure out where he's at. He didn't fall in love with the woman now who is asking and questioning him all the time and just could not accept the answer for what it is. And I thought about how I did when I was dating. And I realized that is the woman he fell in love with, and that is the woman I need to be. I didn't need to try to shape shift and go backwards to something that I'm truly not. I realized it was insecurity that brought me here. It's insecurity. Once I take away the insecurity is going to bring me, taking away the insecurity is going to bring me back to where I want it to be. So that's what I had to feed. I had to do the work on me. When I did the work on me, I changed the entire dynamic of my entire marriage. Basically, all I did was pivot and change it back to where it was in the beginning. That is all I did. And that came with me being the woman I was when he was dating. And the thing is, we do this anyway. Most women do this. You get married, you become somebody else. You become what other people are telling you. You listen to all your girlfriends who ain't never had a proposal, never been married. They tell you what wives are supposed to be. They tell you how wives are supposed to act. Then you listen to that cousin or your mama who ain't never been married, because some of your mamas, they ain't never been married. They can't give you marriage advice. They don't know what you're doing. They don't know how to operate within a marriage. They don't know how to operate as two. They don't know how to operate, period. And you go and ask advice from them. So you start changing up. In the beginning, what were you doing? Think about it. When you were dating that man, and you were very interested in him, you were having a life. You went out with your friends, you socialized, you had fun, you went on vacations with him. You were doing the dirty, you were doing it often, and you were doing it multiple times a day. You were doing things to please him and make him feel good. His smile made you happy. Now his smile makes you mad. And some of us don't know what happened. Usually the change happened in us. Because men, they kind of stay the same. Like, think about it. How many men you see are the same as they was when they was in high school? A lot of them stay the same. Men will literally wear the same clothing and don't change up or switch up their style. Trust me when I say men are the most uncomplicated creatures you ever come across, ever. It's women that are so complicated and make things so complicated, even to help. You walked the right way, right? Are you talking about before I got married? Maybe before I got married, when I figured out like the game and got an understanding of men and women and how they're different, I walked away from anyone who couldn't accept the change that I was having in my life. Yeah, I did do that. I found new friends. I found a new social circle. I literally stopped hanging around the people that was pretty much my age. I started hanging around older people and learned so much from them. They had so much game, so much knowledge. That's the reason why I don't understand why y'all ain't got at least one person who's older in your circle. A woman who's older, wiser, and who know the game. Hello, hey. What are your thoughts on if a man only calls to say he wants to see you when he's suddenly available, but won't initiate planning a date ahead of time? Is that a sign a man wants you chase him? What are your thoughts if a man only calls to say he wants to see? Well, if he wants to see you, then he would actually plan a date. He would plan a date. He would tell you to be ready at this time and at this restaurant. He doesn't want to see you. He wants to breadcrumb you and keep you around. He wants to breadcrumb you, keep you around to see how far you're willing to go, or even see if you're willing to put out. He's not serious. All right, so the question you got, how do you ask a man what stage of life he is in? I don't want to be in a building stage with your man. You don't ask him that. You don't ask him what stage of life he's in. When you ask a man questions, you never be direct about it. And I know some men are going to hate this, but I'm going to tell you how to ask a man a question and get a real answer. This is what you're going to do. You're going to ask him a question using your cousin, a friend, or something you saw on television or article you read. And you're going to ask them a question about that. Maybe you want to ask them a lifestyle question. Oh, well, you know what? I would love to hear your opinion about this because I just love getting a man's opinion. Oh, watch him puff up. Ask a man about getting a man's opinion and see don't he puff up, see he sit up straight in his chest, give you his full attention, and he's present. Okay? When you do that, ask him the lifestyle question that you want to know. If you want to know if he's a player, asked the question about the article. In the article, it said that men around this age normally have about 2 or 3 women. Does that sound like something that men do? I just really want to know your opinion, because I have to have a man's opinion. Boom. You find out what his lifestyle, what stage he's in. You don't ask him that question like, what is your life? What stage of life you in? No, you don't. You learn how to use situations, articles, movies, your cousins, friends, in order to ask him the question. Now, once you become a wife, you don't even got to do that. Once you become a wife, you can ask those questions directly, because he's going to be a lot more open to his wife versus some random that he's just dating.